I think it's going to be difficult for Sengoku to really try and brawl with them, but Sengoku does outrange them, and I'm still not seeing a threat to Honey here. We know that Honey can be that 1v5 carry in a lot of these team fights, and where's the threat? Ray Farkey diving to the backline, Flawless diving to the backline. Like you said, NT has that Tom Kench ready to go. The kick from once is available as well, and I feel like if you're diving in, Paz and Jet are more than happy to run into your backline and punish the victor Zaya himself.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's only one way to see that, and that's just to get into the game itself, and we are about to get right into it. It's game on, baby, so let's cut right into the rift here and see what's going down. Now, just looking at the oh my god, now I'm trying the runes and the summoner spells. Anything in particular that kind of stands out, or is this pretty much run for the mill?
Some Unleashed spellbook there for Jet actually is a little bit interesting. Not something we see too much on rises here. A little bit more used to phase rush, maybe even like electrocute sometimes, even though that's also fairly rare. And to me, if you're running an unsealed spellbook, it almost feels like Jet's kind of saying, okay, you know what, I'm not confident we're going to win this lane here, and I'm playing more for utility, more for the side lanes, and I'm okay with that, because when I see the Gwen, when I see the Jinx here, there's a lot of different lanes for Sengoku to play through, and Jet is more going to act as frontline, I suspect, in this with that tanky Fimble Winter style Rise build.
Yeah, absolutely gonna have to see. All right, okay. AI though, the Blitzcrank bot 55% for SG. Yeah, look at those power spikes here. It's pretty much just the entire game up to like 30 minutes. It's just Sengoku favored, so we're gonna have to see how that does end up panning out. I gotta say, it's so, because I remember I messed it up the other week and I called the Sengoku Hawk. So it's so nice to finally be able to just say Sengoku and know that I'm actually right this time around.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think that Mira and Initialize were talking about it too, right? The SG and SHG sort of abbreviations. It throws me for a loop as well. I'm right with that. I think I was the one who said Sengoku Hawks first the last time, and that
and then it rubbed off on me, dude. And then I said it too. Oh my God.
Well, this time we've got Sengoku, which is I think the one that we usually don't mess up as much. It's more the SoftBank Hawks that we tend to mess up a little bit, but. For now, I mean, the Sengoku Gaming, they're having a good time of it so far. We saw mid, we're looking at bot right now, and both sides, they have control. They are taking priority here in their lanes, and that's not so great for the side of Burning Core here, because I'm actually not sure I agree with Blitzcrank AI over there that Burning Core will eventually outscale at 35 minutes. I think Sengoku's got the better scaling here, so I would prefer to see Burning Core take priority here, and top side they're looking for it already. Flawless looking for
I was about to say they heard you, man. They want that Paz with a very nice dash to escape. The win becomes lightning. I did want to touch on that top lane actually, because you showed a bit of discontentment there when we saw Ray Farkey whipping out the Renekton, but we might have to wait because a very nice slice and dice. Oh my God, that's first blood, perfectly executed. Ray Farkey picking himself that up. Well, actually, it was Flawless that ends up picking that one up for the first blood there. Well, I was going to talk about why you didn't like the Renekton pick that much, but already they're making it look like it actually might have been the play there.
A little bit. So my issue with the Renekton pick has less to do with the laning phase. I mean, Renekton in laning is fine. He was one of the original counters to Gwen, precisely because you can do things like this in the early game where Gwen is a little weaker here. My discontent is more that Renekton doesn't scale very well, and I still don't think it's a good way to try and reach Honey in that backline compared to something like a Jax, which would have been able to scale, would have been able to win lane, and would have been able to dive a little bit more effectively. Speaking of dives, though, once I'm not sold on this dive here.
Yeah, I don't really know if that was the move the Winions do. They were there to protect dives. They're like, we got you, bro. Nothing that Woods can do there. He just kind of has to awkwardly throw out the Sonic Wave and realize, yeah, that's not happening. I'm gonna just get out of here.
Yeah, hopefully once lives up to his name there and only tries that once, because I just don't see the setup, right? Jet wasn't ready to push. Your Ryzen's going to dive. If anything, I thought they were going to dive into the bot lane onto Yuhi and Fujimoto with Honey and Anti double stacking that wave there. And so far, once not really able to find too much. Flawless, a little bit more active, getting that gank off top side as well. And for Burning Core, this is a good sign, because keep in mind, Burning Core is a team that tends to play fairly quickly, win or lose here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like we've said before, they're more of a team that likes to make things happen. They like to get up in your face And so they are showing that right now. But Flawless, man, he's showing himself everywhere on the map. He's looking for these opportunities. He's hungry. Even if he can't always find them, he's always kind of just applying some of that pressure onto the map.
In what world does Jet get to just stand there like that? And, okay, that's an interesting choice there. And it's not going to matter because Dice has TP. He's going to get right back to lane and not even lose a minion. But I do think Jet right now playing very, very aggressively. I feel like Burning Core should be looking to try and punish this a little. And I don't understand why Jet's doing that because he doesn't have vision control either, right? Once it's not in the area. Look at the ward situation right now, Echo. It's actually, no, he does have wards, I guess, on the bot side. So I guess, okay, he's playing with fire a little bit, hasn't been punished so far. If anything, Burning Core is actually the one struggling a little bit with their vision here. Defensive vision now being laid down in their lanes. And I guess you can get away with that when once hasn't been able to find anything so far.
Yeah, absolutely. It's only a matter of time before he gets burned. If you keep playing with that fire, definitely have to be careful. Like, we'll have to see if it does end up paying off Immune on this mid lane. The Chaos Storm already came out. Yeah. Dice can't quite find much, though. Didn't really have the damage needed, unfortunately, to take out Jet. And that is going to be the Chaos Storm out for Dice now as well.
Yeah, and come the mid game, that might be a bit of a problem for Jet here. Ryze does get tanky, but it does take a little bit of time, and you're already seeing that. This is why the Victor matchup into the Ryze early does favor that Victor a little bit. You have to trade into him, and your damage doesn't quite match as well. But for now, Jet leaving lane. Realm Warp is available here.
Yeah, Abyssal died to come in. So was the heal, though. Tongue, unfortunately, going to miss, and now Yuhi trying to see if he can make something happen. A lot of damage coming out, calling those feathers back. So the engage not quite gonna miss, but they will get the heal on from Yuhi at the very least.
Yeah, good trade back though on to NT. That damage will stick for a little bit, and flawless.
Take it back once. You won't take it back. You won't. He won't. He's not gonna take it back. Indeed. Jet trying to doing actually quite a bit of damage here to Dice. Did get stunned and by the gravity field there, so not much you can do. And so once call this boys over, Honey and T are both here, and they're gonna go ahead and secure themselves this first dragon. Should be pretty free.
Yeah, they coordinated that well, right? They burnt the flash out of Yuhi, they push out Dice, and even once was trying to push Flawless out. So when everything goes right like that, everything goes your way, we get ourselves a nice, fairly early Hex Tech here for the team. Honestly, one Hex Tech doesn't feel that good to pick up. It gives you a bit more attack speed, a bit more ability haste, but you really want to be stacking that one or have it for Soul. Unfortunately, won't be getting that whatsoever here. And for the side of Sengoku, I like what I'm seeing so far. Their lanes haven't necessarily gotten huge leads, bot side being the only significant one, and balanced out by Paz really falling behind top, but their macro play is solid. And I think for Sengoku here, you're, like I said, not looking to necessarily win lane. You want to keep stacking these objectives. 15 seconds till Herald comes up, and Burning Core, they don't want to let this one go for free. Fujimoto has started roaming up.
Yeah, and there's that vision we were talking about before. Once again, getting spotted out here. Fujimoto Flawless. They want to try and find something. It's like you were saying, they don't necessarily want to win in those lanes. They want to make these plays happen, but you can't do that when you're getting spotted out like 2 years before you even make it to lane. So nothing quite going to come out of that one. Are going to go ahead and attempt to grab this Herald. Curious if we maybe get a little bit of a scuffle. Maybe we'll see Paz kind of look to come down, but so far it's not looking very likely. They might just actually, yeah, it's looking like they're just going to give the Herald up.
Yeah, I think the map kind of split vertically right now, where Ray Farkey's just too strong on the top side. Paz doesn't want to move down here. Keep in mind, Paz running the Ignite instead of the Flash as well. So a more offensive Gwen, looking to just win trades. If you go in on this, you have no way back out, and you're already weaker. So you surrender that one, you play to your bot side, where Honey is starting to run away with the game. And Fujimoto roaming up means that Yuhi's getting denied waves right now, once down here as well, threatening a dive. If not for those control wards here, I think Yuhi might have stepped up and just died right away. As it stands though, that's 2 plates into Honey's solo. Actually, I think one was solo for Honey, and I think one's actually stole a bit of the plating from that second one.
Yeah, I mean, that's so much gold just going into Honey's pocket, right? And once again, that's that macro we were talking about, right? They noticed that Fujimoto is up in that top river, I should say, trying to get that Herald. Let's just push that Snam Tower, get those platings. Yuhi doesn't want to step up, doesn't want to kind of int any extra gold into the hands of Honey. And in exchange, Honey's like, okay, I take the free bank. Thank you. We take those.
100%, especially when we're talking about the fact that nobody can quite match the range of the Jinx or really seek to punish the Jinx as well. Very, very scary. And for Burning Core, I feel like the pressure's on them to make something happen in the early game here, which is doubly terrifying because in the LJL, a lot of teams like to play slow here. Burning Core don't have that option, and you have that winning top side, play to it. It's your one winning lane. Even in the mid lane, dice has started to fall behind. Not ideal either. So when you got one winning lane, just play to it. Start sending Flawless up there on repeat. Punish Paz as much as humanly possible here.
Yeah, man, it's looking like they are just, oh, they are listening to you, man. The RMC whispered, like, look at that. They already have Flawless moving up.
Do it.
Do it. Ray Fark, you're going to go ahead and clear that vision, but Pat's just going to go ahead and hit that back. Might see the Rift Tail get dropped here while there are still platings on the turret. Get that extra gold into Ray Fark. Flawless. I don't know if he's going to do it actually or not, though. He's taking. Oh, he. I wonder if he's going to play the long game and just wait for Paz to come back.
Yeah, I think they are. And Paz has kind of sniffed it out. Actually, didn't TP right back. I was worried Paz would just kind of TP in. And oh, the timing from Flawless here. You either wait it out or you go for it. Right now, you kind of drop Herald. You won't be able to get the turret here. And I'm not even sure they get the extra plate. I think there's going to be a little bit left on that second plate after Shelly charges. A little bit suboptimal, shall we say here. The timing's off, and like I said, good read from Paz to make sure that they don't get punished. Meanwhile, bot side, even without Herald, Honey has been taking plate after plate. Flawless is still sticking around. They have to make this work.
Yeah, he really had to. Flawless, man. What a beast. Dominus has been pop. Ray Farky looking to hunt Paz down. Nowhere for Paz to go right now. Skipping slash, trying to get some distance in between him. It's immune, but it doesn't matter because they're right up in your face, trying to snip him to bits, but it won't be enough. Paz is so low. One more hit should do it. There we go. It was rock, paper, scissors, and rock was chosen. Joe Honey with a very nice super mega death rocket, picking up a kill there, making it a third, and just like that, Sengoku are looking clean tonight.
Yeah, and that's the price you pay for going after Paz, right? Sengoku has been using Paz as just sort of map pressure for the most part. They leave him on an island, hull break your way through a lot of these games, and anytime you go for Paz, the rest of Sengoku just go down and punish. This is a team that plays for Honey here. Paz is not that important, and keep in mind, the entire time that topside fight is going, the 2v1, Sengoku are setting up for this bot side. Great, you've got the teleport coming in, but the realm warp was faster, and Sengoku get their numbers advantage, get the poke, get the kills, and that's one kill traded for 3 plus turret there. I'm not even sure who quite got the first brick, but considering the amount of bodies the bot side, I'm going to assume it's Sengoku.
Yeah, absolutely. Strip just going, some Pazes will die, but that is a sacrifice we are willing to make to get Honey ahead instead. And it's working out quite well for them. Honey 2-0 has the Kraken Slate already, has the Berserker Greaves, has a large amount of farm up on Yuhi at the moment. Things just not looking too good for him right now. Yuhi just hasn't really been able to get anything done. He's still trying to kind of recover that farm deficit that he got just from when he wasn't able to walk up to the turret itself. So definitely it's going to be a minute before he really gets kind of online and gets into this game.
Echo, I can tell your Krug activist bias is kicking in there. Pazes can die, but we are okay with that sacrifice. Whereas Krugs, no. Krugs have to live.
No, never. I can't
see the priorities there. Huh?
Exactly.
Well, we did see Sengoku, try and look for that dragon there. There was a control ward at the back of the pit, but that's been cleared out. And Sengoku right back to it. Really good dragon control here. And now that, first starts went down, one thing to note is that Honey has been unlocked into the mid lane as well. So the first time Sengoku had to give up that Herald because of the lack of top lane control, they might not have to do that now. Flawless.
Yeah, indeed. Flawless with a nice steal. Very nice little vision play there. Made sure to hide behind that wall. Nothing quite going to come out of it, but will still steal that red buff. So that is going to be something. Meanwhile, Once is just, my man is just living in Flawless's jungle at this point. Like, I swear I've been seeing him just there at all times. And now we might see a bit of an altercation going down here in the river, perhaps. Gotta be careful. It would be a 4-on-3. So this is not necessarily the move you want to make.
Yeah, they're also being hyper aware because they don't know where Ray Farky was at that point in time. He's left topside. So while we know it was a 4-on-3, Sengoku was worried about a 4-on-4 situation. And for Burning Core here, they need to start leveraging Ray Farky's, the one winning lane. We are seeing plate gold right now, 640 in advantage of Sengoku here. But if you look at the gold lead, it's a 2k gold lead. So turrets aside, Sengoku's just been playing better in their lanes, especially this bot lane. I feel like where Honey, look at that gold, right? Like that's a 3,000 gold gap coming from Honey here. That's massive on a win con.
Yeah, it's income inequality this time around. It's not information inequality. It's income inequality from Honey here, who is, I mean, God, that is just so much gold into him. And I mean, it reflects in the items as well, right? We're seeing most likely getting that rapid fire cannon next, pretty close to completing it. While we do see that Yuhi finally has picked up the Eclipse, you're going to give him a little more survivability, a little more damage. And now we see ones looking to grab themselves that Herald here with the help of Paz. I don't think there's much really that Burning Core can do to stop that, unfortunately. They're going to most likely have to just give that up, and I think they know it.
Yeah, this would not be a safe fight for them here. The Eclipse aside for Yuhi, Yuhi's also sitting on a
what?
Tier?
Why are they forcing this? I don't know why they're forcing this. It's not gonna work. Don't do it. And so he will go down. Fujimoto as well, getting incredibly low. They give their free reset to Honey, but Honey doesn't want to risk anything quite just yet. Is around half HP. Needs to definitely still be careful, as a lot of damage could still come out from Yuhi and from Dice with that Feather Storm still available. Not sure that was the move. I feel like that was a bit of miscommunication there, unfortunately, and things just did not end well for Flawless.
I'm still trying to figure out what on earth they thought they were going to do in that particular fight there. I think Ray Farkey has an advantage in items, but that's really about it. And look at Ray Farkey. I keep saying, you need to play around your strong lane. Ray Farkey on the minimap is so far away. Flawless is dead before Ray Farkey even shows up. And when Ray Farkey, okay, I'm here for moral support, guys, because you guys went in without me. Like, what do you expect me to do? I am so confused. And Echo, for Burning Core, one of the big problems this split for them has been that they never say die, which can be a good thing when you can mechanically outplay, or when you're ahead. They constantly accelerate, they constantly put down the pressure. But when they're behind, never say die very quickly becomes a big question of just why. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, and that's why they have the fastest losses of the season, because they pull things like this. And now, they were kind of close. It's not the end of the world that they kind of gave up that kill. Herald's the bigger thing, but they were never going to get Herald anyways. But it's a bad sign for things to come in this game.
Yeah, definitely, it's a bad omen. Definitely need to be a little more cautious about where your teammates are positioned. And, it's nice to see Flawless was trying to get into that fight, right? He's definitely thirsty for some blood there, but you might want to wait for Ray Farkey to pull up next time. And it's sad too, because we even saw Ray Farkey pops the dominance, right? He just pulls up, like you were saying. He's here for moral support, gets hit by the chomper, and he's like, okay, I'm just gonna turn around and leave before I get killed here.
Yeah, a bit of a rough one, to be sure. But you know what? On the other hand, if you can pull that with a numbers advantage, if you were there first, I can potentially see that maybe succeeding in other situations. You just have to actually do the right setup, be there first. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, Echo, before all that madness around Herald happened, was Yuhi's Xayah pick, because there's a reason why we only pretty much see Jinx and Aphelios, Zeri, and the odd Jhin. And the Xayah just doesn't have range, and it feels like that's really coming into play this game. Yuhi is 0-1-0, has not been part of any of the action, has been unable to find kills or even really the threat of a kill. The Eclipse build as well, that is a more bursty build than the Kraken Slayer or the Gale Force that we normally see. Those are more sustained damage builds. So for Yuhi right now, with that lethality, I want to see Burning Core pick up the pace a little bit, or else I fear that soon enough they're just going to start losing a lot of these extended trades.
Yeah, so look at that. We just see it right there as well. Yeah, Ray Farkey going in, he's feeling real confident, and then all of a sudden his health bar just slowly and yet surely starts dropping down. Speaking of dropping down, they're going to try and drop Flawless here. A nice little solar flare though, but there's that eat we were talking about. The Devourer comes out, will save once, he gets to live to fight yet another day, not once but twice. And so he'll get out of that one alive. I mean, but we do see kind of these semblances of that. There's still a lot of damage coming out from the side of Burning Core. And if they can kind of coordinate correctly, they can make things happen. They're going to go ahead and grab that dragon. Ray Farkey going to actually block the Super Mega Death Rocket, so will not steal the drag under any circumstances. But they will lose that tier 1. Not the, it's not the end of the world, as long as they can hopefully still stop it here. I don't think they will be able to, though. It's going to crash in that turret. And if Ray Farkey and Flawless don't pull up now, they might just lose this tier 2 as well. Need to be careful. Fujimoto is going in. Yeah, they're sending it this time around. And this time the whole squad is here. But it might not quite be enough. There's way too much damage coming out. Flawless going to go down. Ray Farkey, huge heal coming out for the Gore Trigger. But I don't think it's going to be enough. You can heal as much as you want, but once it's going to let you go this time around. Doesn't quite want to send it in just yet. They definitely want to play this and stay careful.
Yeah, and you can tell the exact moment when Burning Core decided we don't want this because Dice just TP'd to the bot side. And that's going to come back and bite him because, hey, they've got TPs of their own here.
Yeah, they do indeed. Paz and Jet looking to hunt him down. Dice is running for his life. You gotta go. It's gonna drop down the field though. Yeah, where are you gonna go? You're gonna go right into the arms of Once, baby. Hits him with the kick, and he's just gone. Oh my god. Oh well, no.
When you roll the dice, sometimes you get a 6, sometimes you get a 1 there. Interesting, odd decisions coming through. And Dice, at this point, Dice has already teleported to the bot side. So Burning Core, again, it feels like they're discoordinated in terms of what they want to do. Oh, sorry. Dice actually TPs into the mid lane. It got cancelled. My bad. So he didn't TP to the bot side there. Okay. It makes a bit more sense now in terms of what we're seeing. But yeah, you needed to call that TP earlier. Like the moment Fujimoto was like, I'm looking for the end gauge here, the moment that Zenith Blade goes down, that's when you need that call. If not, it's too late. And once again, Burning Core late to the play. And now I feel like they've slipped too far behind. They're past the 5k deficit mark. I don't think you can actually start winning a straight 5v5 anymore. If anything, you've got to set up death bushes. You've got to catch a numbers inequality, or you've somehow got to pick Honey at the start of a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. We've just seen so much damage coming up on it. You know, if I was Dice at that point, I would have just said, "Hey, you know what? I died. I got 2 of the TPs out though. That was the real big brain play there." So we are gonna have to see if they are able to make something happen. Though Dice is trying to farm that top lane, and overall, it's just Burning Core just looking a bit discombobulated right now. They just don't really know what to do. That early game aggression that we saw with that first blood, that was about all we really got to see of it, because then it's just slowly but surely the macro coming out from Sengoku just ended up being superior.
Yeah, and it just boggles my mind in a way that these were the 2 worst teams in the league last split, and yet they both look decent in their own way. Sengoku actually looking more than decent right now. This is Sengoku that we saw throughout most of the first half of this split so far. You know, that second place team that we're all saying, okay, might only be second really to DFM because their macro has been so good. Even in that play, they gave up Dragon, but they got top, they got mid, and now they're going for Baron once, instantly kicking flawless out.
Yeah, absolutely. They are going to get that Baron, and now they need to see it to dip in here. Honey doing a lot of damage, though. Can't quite get that kill on Floss. Going to send out the Super Mega Death Dragon. It's going to flash. That was a close one, to say the least. That reset might have meant the end for them, but I don't think it's even going to necessarily matter. Dominus going in, trying to get into that backline onto NT. Can't quite find it, though. Too much damage coming out. Going to go down. That's one out for the count, and that might just be the end of it. Snip, snip, and you are done. The head of the crocodile is off. Victor goes down. Flawless goes in. Can't quite find anything, though. Fujimoto's going down. They will pick up at least 1 kill, but that's about all you're getting. He goes down. Flawless last one standing, and he is down as well. And that's the ace, the 5-1.
Sengoku just ripping them apart in the 5v5, and that was after they took damage from Baron. They only lost Paz, who, like you said, Echo, Paz is bait. Paz dies for a good cause here, and now they've got Baron. Now they're pushing into the base, and I hope we get a replay of that, because while, yes, Sengoku absolutely dominated that, I think Yuhi played that as best he could, and you can kind of see why they were thinking about the Xayah pickup here. Hey, there we go. There's the replay. Perfect. So watch Yuhi in this fight. Ideally, Xayah always wants to play backwards. Xayah's not as good when chasing. When you play backwards, you get more feathers down, your pool hits more people here. So the start of the fight's a little bit rough because they can't quite play forward. Fujimoto needs to be the one looking for the engage, but didn't get the solar flare off. But the moment they start playing into them, Yuhi's able to get the feathers down, the damage down as well. And yeah, okay, Ray Farkey got a little bit over aggressive, but that's fine. And then the feather pool, it's going to start hurting. You can see how low they are and how long Yuhi lasts, just kind of teasing them, pulling them back. Actually almost finds Honey here, and I think if you killed Honey, maybe the fight turns, but didn't quite land it.
Yeah, it was nice to see, obviously, that Ray Farkey did try to kind of go in there. Oh, no. Speaking of Ray Farkey, might get caught out here. Needs to be careful. He's running for his life. Super Mega Death Rock connected. Dominus coming out, but it does not matter because you are done. You are in the grave. And now it's Honey actually, though, surprising amount of damage. He's gonna call his feathers back. It doesn't even need to, though. Will go down, but that's gonna double kill for Jet, doing so much damage. Flawless taken out as well. Oh my god, just when things were looking good, they start to go for worse once again. Dice only man left standing. Free Dragon for the side of Sengoku, and so Dice will have to hold his own.
Yeah, and finally, Burning Core do manage to find Honey, but at what cost here, right? They lost so many members trying to do that. And remember, Sengoku's not a one carry team. There's always the insurance. Jet is online right now. And granted, he's kind of going like the full tank Rise build, you know, with that Frozen Heart and whatnot. But he still pumps out a lot of damage here, especially when left unattended. And Rayfark, he just gets caught out. I think that's the big thing here. Sure, you do kind of bait out Honey because of that, but this is still a 5v4 and Jet just gets to run over everybody in the back.
Yeah. Oh, Yuki actually ended up going in a bit too deep and then gets actually knocked up, and that allows him to not be able to pull those feathers back. That would have done so much damage. That's quite unfortunate. It's like you were saying though, it's really struggles when it comes to chasing, right? It really only got those feathers out from the feather storm there, wasn't able to pull them back, dies accordingly, and then everything just kind of goes downhill from there. I'm not gonna lie, I'm dreading having to go back to the host desk because I already know I'm not gonna hear the end of it from Maswan if Burning Core doesn't end up stepping up to the play here. We once again just you see these little like tidbits. You see Yuhi does a lot of damage here, but it's just not enough in a team setting when you're not working together correctly and you're just not following the game plan you had set for yourself.
Yeah, and I mean, they do a lot of damage with that Mirror Mana as well. Oh,
yeah, the flash going in though. Nice little solar flare with the double stun there. Fujimoto needs to back off a little bit low. Rayfarky looking to get deep in there. Does get kicked though. It doesn't matter. He's down. He has no backup indeed, and he's going to be going into the grave. Flawless is soon to follow, doing so much damage, but he will go down, and just like that, Burning Core is a burning corpse as they're being taken out one by one by one. Dyson, Yuhi, last two standing, are running for their lives, but and once they're hunting them down. Don't hurt those Krugs. Anything happens to those Krugs, I'm gonna get real mad. Don't do it to them. Okay. Whew. Gonna keep walking by. They're just running them away from their base. They're just gonna force them to run away. And there's nothing that Dyson Yuhi can do while the rest of Sengoku just push down the base. Actually, once getting pretty low, but it doesn't matter. They just have to. They gotta stop the ports. Stop the ports. They're just screaming, stop the ports, as the rest of the base is just being destroyed. You can see that both towers went down, and I'm pretty sure sooner or later we're gonna. Oh my God! Yep, there's the Nexus. It's about to go down. Just one more auto attack. There we go. Oh, that's so toxic, dude. They just ran him down, and there's nothing that they could do. They just have him like, yeah, you want to go back to base? Go ahead and try. Let's see what happens.